Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to go ahead and give my review on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Listen, I don't know what's. Tell me what season this is, because on the TV it says season 5, episode 1. So I don't know, if they're well. Clearly, I mean, on my TV it's saying season 5. So are they considering, even though it's just a continuation of, I assumed, the current season, they're calling it season 5, episode 1. So is it considered a new season? Because I'm sitting here thinking, like, I don't know how I'm going to title this video. Love and Marriage Huntsville season, was it season 5, episode 1? Or season 4, episode, whatever episode it would have been if it was still considered season 4. I don't know. That's the only thing I was confused about. Like, I guess we're going to name it Love and Marriage Huntsville season 5 because that's what's coming on my TV. Oh yeah, okay, y'all. I'm not going to stress myself out over no title. Okay, so basically the episode starts off where it left off. Melody is hosting. She got a gig. She's hosting. I think there's a new amphitheater that opened in Huntsville, and it's her and some guy that are hosting for the day. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to give Martell the benefit of the doubt. It is. I'm sorry. I know some of y'all. I know there are men. Of course, I know there are men, and I know there are women out there who still want Martell to win. And I'm gonna give him the benefit. I can't. Like, I believe that Martell brought those kids up there, one, to stick it to Melody because Melody didn't bring the kids to the book signing. So I think he wanted to, again, kind of show, like, look at me being the bigger person. And also, we have went through this entire season and we have not, this is our first time seeing a scene between Melody and Martell. I think that this was his way of getting to Melody. I really do. I'm sorry, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think he used those kids to be in Melody's presence. I'm sorry. I think it's those two things. I think that he wanted to stick it to Melody to show the people, look at me, I'm being the bigger person. And also, I think he wanted to be with, I think he wanted to see Melody. I don't think it had nothing to do with, him wanting to show the kids, what mommy is doing and I just want to support Melody. No, you want to see Melody. The couples retreat. I'm gonna go ahead and here I go. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't know how Kimmy deals with Maurice. I really don't. I don't. Y'all already know. For those who don't know, Kimmy is my fave. Like, Kimmy is low key up there with Kenya Moore. Okay, that's how much I love Kimmy. Even though Kimmy girl, the girls been on your neck because they say you've been pushing. Girl, not they. We have come to the conclusion that when it comes to you and that and that man of yours, you started pushing back you started moving the goalpost. So you won't look like some dummy over a man on TV. But we gonna leave it alone because you my girl. But I don't see how Kimmy deals with Maurice. Like, the way that he talks to her, like she's some dumb woman who has no sense. And the truth of the matter is, Kimmy may be the smartest person on the show. Okay? When I look at these relationships on TV, not all the time, but a lot of the time, in my honest opinion, the women are usually smarter than the men. They make the men pretend that they're smarter than them. They let the men think that they're smarter than them. Melody was smarter than Martell, no questions asked. I heard the only reason why allegedly Maurice got the stuff that he got is because of Tisha's credit score. So shout out to Tisha in that 750, 800, 850. Okay. That's just alleged. Um, Tiffany and Lewis, girl, whatever. Yeah. Kim is smarter than Maurice. Dr. Jackie smarter than Curtis. Dr. Simone smarter than Cecil. Eugene smarter than Toya. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, now I'm being messy. Okay, now I'm being messy. Okay, I say sometimes, not all the time. Okay, let's move on. I just don't like the way that he talks to. I don't like the way that he talks to Toya, girl. I don't like the way that he talks to Kimmy, and I don't like the fact that Kimmy low key sits there and kind of just. I know I'm getting ahead of myself because this happened later on in the episode. Even when they were in the room talking and he was saying what he was saying, which we'll bring it up in a little bit, she was just sitting there like, okay, okay, yeah. Like I'm just gonna let, like basically, I'm just gonna let this Negro talk. He sounds dumb, but I'm gonna let him talk. Okay. Um. Maurice basically thinks that he's great, but if he can help the other couples, then that's fantastic. Kimmy is probably the only one in their relationship that knows that their relationship is not. I mean, like I said, girl. I mean, girl, listen. Is their relationship the worst I've seen? No. Do I think that Kimmy is only with Maurice because, girl, the pickings are very slim in Huntsville, Alabama, and she had to settle for what she could get? That's what I think happened. Dr. Francis is there, of course. I forgot because I was like, why is because they caught. So I watched the episode twice. So the second time when I was watching the episode, Kimmy called Tisha to see where they were because basically everybody started arriving except for Tisha and Marceau. So when Kimmy called, she said, basically, Dr. Francis is wondering where you guys are at, something along those lines. And Marceau was like, girl, to this day, I still get these people names confused on this show. It's too many M's. You got Martell, Marceau, Maurice, Marlene. I've been calling her Mary on the paper, Miss Mary. Her name is Marlene Martell Mama. Anyways, so you heard Marseille in the background. You heard I need to slow down. I'm getting excited. Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting excited. You heard Marceau in the background say Dr. Francis, and I was like, why is he acting like why is he putting on the show? And I forgot that Tisha didn't tell Marceau that Dr. Francis was going to be there. She just made it seem as though it was like a couple's weekend. But she left out the fact that, girl, it was actually couples therapy, basically. I was like, oh, I forgot. All right. So they arrive. On the way there, Tisha got some bad news that one of her friends had passed away, and that's pretty much all they said. Tiffany had to take a phone call. Girl. So Dr. Francis' wife is named Marlo. Here go another M. Marlo. So when I tell you Miss Marlo, girl looked, when Tiffany said she had to take that phone call, did y'all see how Miss Marlo looked at Tiffany? I tell you, I hollered. Dr. Francis, of course, calls it out. Lewis, you done read 2.5 books, and now you think you're the smartest nigga in the room. That's exactly what the tea is with Lewis. Okay, girl, I didn't like the way he was sitting. I know y'all gonna think I'm probably reaching, but I'm not. When Dr. Francis basically started calling out Tiffany and basically her taking that phone call and her being committed to being there, because just like Kimmy said, we all had stuff to do, right? Everybody got stuff to do, but we all here. And basically, your wife is the only one that's leaving the room to go take a business phone call, which I'm going to get into that later on in the episode in the review too. Did y'all see when Lewis started sitting like this? And I'm like, why is he... Like, it almost felt like, to me, it was like the battle of the men. Like, at least in Lewis's head. Like, Dr. Francis ain't battling you. Like, you, it's like kind of like, I'm going to talk to him man to man. What's up? Like, why are you sitting? Why did your whole posture, the way that you were sitting, why did it change, Lewis? You're doing too much. So, Martell, they go to Martell and Miss Marlene. Miss Marlene seems like a nice lady. I really do feel like if I was to hang out with Miss Marlene, she would be a kiki. We would probably drink. Miss Marlene look like she like to drink Paul Masson. Miss Marlene look like she get the liquor from the bottom shelf, okay? That $10 liquor you get, girl, you get about 125. What is it? 125 liter. Girl, you can't even get no 125 liter. But girl, you get that big old. You probably get about 2 liters. 2 liters for $10. Okay. But Miss Marlene seems like a cool person. But Miss Marlene, sweetie, I'm gonna need you to unlatch too. I don't think that Melody is perfect. Y'all already know how I feel about Melody. I feel like I gotta say that every time. Y'all know Melody is not my favorite person. I don't too much care for Melody's personality. But for you to even get on TV and try and act like Melody, like when Miss Marlene said, Miss Marlene basically said that Mel was mistreating Martell. Did y'all hear when she said that? I'm not making this shit up. Go rewatch it. When they was in that car, she basically said Mel was mistreating Martell, and that basically, you know, that you are the kid's father, and basically, I guess she shouldn't do that. Miss Marlene, I'm gonna be respectful because that's somebody's mama. But Miss Marlene, sweetie, what world? But here we go. I hate to say it, here go another black mama protecting a trifling, low down, dirty black son. You know your son is wrong as wrong is. And you still gonna sit here and protect him. And you still gonna try to act like, girl, Melody was this and that. You know, I can understand. I'm gonna get into Melody ass a little bit too, but we're gonna get into it right now. She made a comment about Melody, basically. Remember, like last season, she made that comment about Melody being lazy, basically, and Martell working like a slave. Melody didn't like the comment. But in the Melody's defense, girl, I can't be too lazy because I'm working. And low key, Melody can't be too lazy or too dumb or whatever you want to picture somebody, if you want to paint that picture of her, because sweetie, at the end of the day, girl, you see when Melody decided to leave Martell, honey, girl. Martell's world came tumbling down. Okay? So, you can sit here and call Mel lazy all day long. The logic to determine that was a lie, okay? But I also feel like Melody cuts off people for any little thing. Like, I understand that you don't have to be friends with nobody. You ain't got to deal with nobody who you don't want to deal with. But I feel like Melody is that type of person where, like, to me, yes, Miss Marlene was dead wrong for saying what she said. And maybe Melody should go deeper into it on why she really don't fool with her. Because I think if Melody would say stuff like, girl, I don't fool with her because of this, and this, then I would understand it. But you're just bringing up, like, it would make sense to Melody say, I don't fool with Miss Marlene because she basically said I was a lazy bitch. I don't fool with Miss Marlene because she tries to make it seem as though I did something to her son, and her son is the one I heard cheating. I don't like Miss Marlene because she says I mistreated her son, and her son is the one who got the baby. Like if she would bring it out and name it, then I think it would be easier for me to understand why she really don't fool with Miss Marlene. But she only just saying, oh, basically she called me lazy. That's pretty much why Melody mad. Even though I guess it's still okay because I've just named the things why Melody should have an issue with Miss Marlene. I don't know, girl. Whatever, girl. I think Melody sometimes just pick at certain stuff to be mad about. Um. Um. Anyways, so Dr. Francis calls out Tiffany. Don't know why I'm cheesing. Okay, so this is the thing. In Tiffany's and Lewis's defense, I was sitting here thinking the second time I watched it, what could have Lewis done at that moment? I mean, I guess he could have argued, fuss, and fought with her, but the truth of the matter is, like Tiffany said, I already told him. Now, maybe I should have told you, Dr. Francis, but we already had this conversation in the car that I had to go take a phone call. However, it still does not take away from the fact that Dr. Francis was right about commitment. Okay, but I'm just saying in this little part right here, Lewis really, I guess, again, I guess Lewis could have put up a fight in the car and said, no, don't take the phone call, or you need to be committed, or he could have put up more of a fight to the point where Tiffany decided not to take the phone call. But the truth of the matter is, by the time they made it there, she had already made up her mind she was going to take the phone call. I think I'm trying to defend Tiffany and Lewis because I don't even believe what I just said. But at the end of the day, everybody, because I don't even want to go too hard on the people, but at the end of the day, girl, the truth of the matter is, Lewis, you sitting there looking like a fool. Dr. Francis is calling out Tiffany because the truth of the matter is everybody is committed to being there and being in the moment, and the only person that's up doing work right now is your wife. You come back at Dr. Francis on some, well, I'm her protector. You her protector from what? Accountability? Because you act like Dr. Francis is out here just slaying her. Dr. Francis is basically saying, girl, if we're here to discuss your marriage and whatever problems you may have in your marriage, and your wife is in the other room taking a business phone call, that's a problem. And it is a problem. I'm a protect her. You gonna protect her from what? You're like Dr. Francis is a dragon slayer. What? But again, Tiffany did. But I will say this much: maybe Tiffany should have told Dr. Francis, "Hey, I have to take a phone call at 4:30. So, do you think we could start the actual couples trip at 5 p.m.? I don't want to." But then Dr. Francis if I was Dr. Francis, I still would have been like, "No. Y'all said y'all were going to be committed to this weekend, and that's what I expect. You need to cancel that phone call." That's what I would have said if I was Dr. Francis. Kimmy basically calls out Tiffany. Basically, y'all got y'all issues, and work-life balance is one of them. That's the thing. Tiffany and Lewis are trying to act like they really ain't got no. Okay, this is the thing. Is it big issues? I'll say this much. When I look at Tiffany and Lewis's marriage, do I see a mess when I look at Marceau and Tisha's? No. So I will say that much. But Tiffany, you're lying, girl. Because the truth of the matter is Tiffany says that when she's at work, I'm 100% committed. And when I'm at home, I'm 100% committed. You a lie, because girl, you're at home right now. You may not necessarily be at your home, but you're outside of work and you're still working. So you just lied right here. And I wish somebody would have said that, girl, you're lying. You just took a phone call. You're literally doing work on the weekend. So how can you sit here and say that when you're at work you're 100% committed and when you're at home you're 100% committed? Because you're not. You just showed us that 30 minutes ago. They do an exercise. Kimmy and Maurice were pretty much a mess. Maurice, of course, thinks he knows more than Kimmy. Kimmy basically told him that he was holding her too tight. He takes that as though, I'm just going to let you go. She didn't say let her go. She just said, you squeezing me, nigga. Your big ass is squeezing me. Okay, let go, loosen up, shit. But Maurice says, you see, your way didn't work. But when I pulled you close, basically when I pulled you close, that worked. But then you tried to take the lead again. This is a problem. And this is a problem, I think, with a lot of relationships, gay or straight. Everybody want to be the leader. Well, some of y'all don't. But a lot of people want to be the leader. Some people don't know how to just give, like, okay, girl, I'm just going to let her do it. It shouldn't be that difficult, but that just goes to show how difficult it can be. It shouldn't be that difficult for somebody to tie a rope around your legs and for you and your partner to just kind of like walk. But when you have someone like Maurice who thinks he knows everything, right? And then you have someone like Kimmy who's actually very, very smart, and she's like, okay, well, just let me do it. He not willing to give up whatever, I guess, power because he doesn't want her to lead. But also in the same breath, it's like Kimmy ain't even really just saying she's just saying kind of like, okay, child, like loosen up a little bit, like you holding me too tight, and you take that as she trying to run everything. Who is this? The image just started. Who? Oh, girl. Anyways, I'm done talking about Maurice and Kimmy. Stormy and Mel. Stormy has a Zen room. I don't know nothing about no Zen room. I don't know nothing about those bowls. I want the people who actually know to tell me. If you are in a Zen room, if you're doing your meditation, the chakra, what is that? Trying to do positive energy, all that good stuff. Why are y'all in there talking about some mess? That's why I was like, girl, this is a scheme that Ty set up to come to me with the bullshit. Because y'all sitting here talking basically about some negative stuff in this moment. In your Zen room? Where you supposed to be one with yourself and y'all talking about some mess with Martell and Martell's mama? I was like, Stormy and Mel, no, it's not landing for me. Maybe because I'm off on that again. I don't know. So y'all let me know, okay? Tiffany wants a baby. Dr. Francis, basically, girl, girl, it ain't a bitch out there who can say nothing bad about Dr. Francis. It ain't a bitch. It ain't a trick walking. Shout out to Tammy Roman. It ain't a trick walking that didn't know Kenny Anderson was married. It ain't a trick walking, a hoe walking, a motherfucker walking that can say anything bad about Dr. Francis. Not to me. Okay. So Dr. Francis basically lets Tiffany know that she probably does, but basically she probably wants a baby because she suffered loss, abandonment. She knows that if she has a baby, her baby not going nowhere, right? She has 3 losses, of course, at birth. That her adoptive parents really were not there for her the way they were supposed to be, I guess. And then she also had a divorce. Those are 3 losses. So now Tiffany also said that she doesn't really like to be alone. I guess, she's always wants to be in a relationship, I guess. Tiffany says basically, girl, it's a cold day in hell when Marceau started making sense. Tiffany wants a baby. He said, so you want a baby? You want a baby and basically your life is chaotic? Because she says that she functions in chaos. And then she also responds to Marceau and says, why would I plan out having a baby? I didn't plan out the first one, because that's the responsible thing to do, and that's what grown people do. I understand that most pregnancies are accidental, okay? Girl, most of y'all hoes woke up one morning thinking that it was Chipotle and Taco Bell, and girl, 9 months later, girl, you changing Pampers, okay? Um, but I think, Tiffany, at our big ass age, if you can, I think the responsible thing to do is to, yes, you plan a baby, right? You just I don't know, child. I think that's weird. Um, One thing that Lewis does that Dr. Francis clocked, I was like, Dr. Francis is so smart. He really, really is. He basically, Lewis is the type of person that his response to tragedy happening, just things happening in life, is that's just life. And from what I got, from what Dr. Francis was telling Lewis, was basically your way of responding to things in life or things that have happened in life is just, that's just life. So at that point, you're not being connected with your feelings, and you're not willing to be vulnerable. You're not willing to be open. So your way of disconnecting yourself from whatever happened is by saying, oh, that's just life. I say, bitch, yes. That makes sense. I think that makes sense. Whenever we say, girl, shit just happens, that's our way of not dealing with what happened. Because if we really dealt with it, then bitch, we'll probably be sitting in the corner crying, trying to figure it out. But if we just say, girl, shit just happens, girl, we're not really dealing with the issue at hand. And that's what Dr. Francis was telling Lewis. And of course, Lewis was like, no, that's not it. He says that basically, he says he's a teacher in their relationship. Lewis, you're not, this is the thing with Lewis and with Tiffany. Y'all are not as smart as y'all think that y'all are, especially Lewis. And the problem is with someone like Lewis, he thinks, again, because he's read 2.5 books, that he's smarter than everybody in the room. I mean, at least he has read some books, because Marceau think he's smarter than everybody just off the fact that, girl, Tisha done let him get away with everything. But Lewis, you're not smarter than everybody in the room. And I think that Tiffany and Lewis came into this reality TV show thinking that they were going to be the relationship gurus, and that their problems, even though they may not be as big when we first look at them, once you start pulling back those layers, y'all got issues too. Again, is it as fucked up as Marceau's and Tisha's? Probably not. But girl, the truth of the matter is, it probably is. Y'all just basically got a big ass, girl, blackout curtain up. And I guarantee you, if Dr. Francis start peeling back those layers, hell, we might find out y'all shit is more fucked up than everybody on the goddamn show. Hence, why I didn't see Tiffany and Lewis in the trailer. When they released that trailer, did y'all see the trailer for the rest of the season? Y'all didn't see Tiffany or Lewis nowhere. Now, I don't know if they done ran for the border. I don't know if they done ran to Canada right behind Tanya from Real Housewives of Atlanta. But tell me if y'all saw Tiffany and Lewis in the trailer. Because I ain't seen Tiffany and Lewis nowhere, and I was looking. I said, oh, girl, they done ran their asses off. I hope Tiffany and Lewis, y'all ain't running because y'all basically got scared. Y'all got on this show thinking y'all was going to be the girl, the Dr. Phil and Iyanla of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and Dr. Francis, girl, basically clocked y'all shit. And y'all got y'all panties, bras, and girl, 4XL boxers and took off running. Because I feel like that's what happened. That's it. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all girls and boys later. Bye, y'all.